squeezing out the lyrical semen that came in the dream, man. But I'm awake, ejaculating over the base. Food for thought, I'm asking, how did that taste? Good morning. I woke up feeling just like this. Sped up, so fresh, ready to spit. Yeah. I woke up out of bed, lyrics already in my head. So focused on the test, I beat the flu with no meds. It's in the genes, I guess. Y'all worried I'm fresh. Time to get down to business, so I built this little desk so I can bang out beats a few feet from where I sleep. Got the books on the floor, be nice to people did read. I suggest you mark it down, so next time we talking loud. You ain't looking at me strange, you know what I be talking about. Whether it's art or style, my heart in triple is now. It's frivolous how we live today, gone in a minute. Not a cynic nor a snake. I call it as I see it, squeezing out this lyrical semen that came in the dream, man. But I'm awake, ejaculating over the base. Food for thought, I'm asking, how did that taste?
Alright, let me stop that right there.
Good morning.
We'll fade that down though.
I woke up feeling just like this.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. Who we got here? Defensive control deck strategies. Yo, don't mind me. I'm eating breakfast because it would have been delayed if I didn't do it this way. Yeah, I can't do it. Yo, are you based in Japan or outside of Japan? Oh, that's you. Okay. I think it's someone else. All right. What's going on, Chris? How's New York treating you? So I got 2 cups, one for me, one for y'all. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. All right, I'm gonna. All right, so just let me get this food down my throat. See if more people come. If not, we're gonna do me rambling about nothing for a couple of minutes. So I'm doing this thing when people come in. We'll put this over here. We'll put it underneath there. When people come in, I'm asking them where they're from, putting it on my wall. So I know you're from New York. New York. This is dangerous. This table shakes and shit. Let's see here. We got NY. NY. All right, so I see there's 6 people watching. So let me know where you from. Good morning, Japan time. We 10 o'clock. It's probably night to Austin, Texas. All right. Austin, Texas. What's the weather like in Austin, Texas? In Japan, Tokyo, it is cold. My other room back there, like I need to wear another coat. In this room, I usually have the heater on. Like it's not like freezing, but it doesn't feel like April. So my work, they just told me, yo, Canada, Canada, Canada. I almost went to Canada for an interview to teach, but I couldn't justify. What was it? Canada. My mom lived in Canada for a lifetime, basically. A whole nother life. Vancouver. But yeah, I almost went there for an interview, but it's like you never know. It was right before I started teaching. I just came back from Japan, and I was like, I really want to go back. So I started applying to these jobs. I went to New York. I flew to Maryland, and teach English. That like I teach English now, but I was still wait. I just graduated from college, and I wanted to come back to Japan. Teaching is one of the easiest ways, and I tried doing the interviews, but I sucked at the interview. Maybe I still suck at, but I'm in the room with a bunch of these animated characters, and when you're thinking you want a teacher to be animated, and I come in there like, hey, what's up? My name is Matthew. I would like to teach the kids. They're like, eh. So I didn't get hired from those. I got hired from a Skype interview, so they didn't even see me. Maybe I don't even know if we were doing video. It might have just been a phone interview. But that's how I got the job. Wow, it's cold around the world. Sheesh. Crazy times we living in. I do apologize for eating, but I wanted to start on 10 o'clock. So you need to be more animated. Man, this I don't know if you could, yeah, you could see it. Maya Angelou, she says, I didn't memorize it, but if you're always trying to be normal or animated, you'll never know how amazing you can be. So that's not me. I'm not animated. Because watch me choke on here. Here, let me finish eating because I don't want to be eating and talking. It's disgusting. All right. So just write some questions, comments, and I'll respond. I'm a slow eater though, so sorry. All right. So there's channels, right, where they just sit there and eat all day. Just sit. Usually it's girls. I don't know if guys can get like a billion views from doing that. And then there's the other channels, the AMSRRS, where they're like, I mean, I haven't been online or YouTubing or whatever for a minute, so maybe I would have got onto one of. I like the ASMR or whatever the hell that is. Mukbang. What's mukbang? Mukbang. Yeah, AMSR. Mukbang. All right, let me go. All right, this coming down. How's the C19 situation? It's I make a video, just me going to the supermarket, whatever. Like you would think it's not even mukbang, mukbang. Wait, let me go back. Let me go. All right, you would think that it's not even apparent. I mean, of course, there's. I mean, in Japan, they always wear masks. And it was always when I would send pictures back home, like, oh my gosh, why are they wearing masks? But now the whole world's wearing masks, so it's like strange in that sense. Everyone, oh, we can't get them. But it seems like outside, like around 12 o'clock, the little kids around the neighborhood be running and playing and jumping as if nothing happened. I saw some today. I went to get some orange juice, banana, and there was these two old women, like grandmas, talking, no mask, just chalking it up. So I mean, I'm now working from home. Technically, I'm not even sure how that works. I'm a teacher. What should I be doing from home? Because we don't plan lessons like that. But I should be doing that. But yeah. Let's see. Yeah, we can go out. In fact, there's a law, or they're saying that Tokyo can't. They do not have the authority to force us to go stay inside, which is weird because they should, but they apparently it's not in their constitution. So we can go about as we please. But a lot of the what do you call it? Wet industry, water. I think in Japanese it translates to wet industry, but sex industry, red light industry. I think they've been prohibited from continuing activities. So and bars, like entertainment things, are kind of forced to not be open, and a lot of them are hurting. For a while, but watching your channel back before you did dancing. That's crazy. Well, yeah, okay. Yeah, all right, yeah, yeah. John. Yeah, it's been a minute. Nice. WFHT, some English. I don't know what that means, sir. But, mm, 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 mm. Yo, Sly, what is Mook Bang? Yeah, they closed the pachinkos. Yeah, they're closed. Starbucks is closed. Um, work from home. Okay. Um, it's crazy though. They should have closed. I mean, woulda, coulda, shoulda, whatever. But they should have closed like all these high places where people meet. They should have closed them way before it was a last result. But because in Japan they stopped the students from coming to school way before the states did. So I've been working from home. Well, technically I had to work from the office, but there was no students there, so it was just like I was sitting in my office doing this for like 6 hours. Did they work from home? Sorry. Hey, have you heard Chinese government kicking out black people? It's the videos. It's the videos where people eat on camera. Ah. Let's see how that works. Rhyme and eating on camera. I'm hungry, man. I'm a simple guy. I don't need a lot of food. But yeah. I tried a cooking channel way back in the day. Like, cause in the beginning I was trying everything, and I had my little shorty, and I was like, just I had someone to hold the camera, and yeah, it was interesting. Showed my mom never seen me cook before. Back then I didn't know about spices, so I just made chicken. I think I used salt as a spice, but just salt. And what else did I make? I think it was just chicken, just plain ass fried, not even fried, boiled. But it kept me here, kept me safe and healthy looking. I heard about Chinese. Well, I didn't hear about it, but someone brought it up. It comes up on Facebook and whatever. And I don't know. It's unfortunate because if those people, if they decided to live there, like I live in Japan, I made a conscious choice. This is where I am. All my stuff is here. For me to relocate would be crazy. And if Japan's like, you gotta leave because da 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 da, it would really suck. Especially, I pay taxes and I contribute to their economy and I help their students, their children. That's fucked up. But I mean, countries are like that. I mean, look at Trump, President Trump. He's blocking, kicking, doing all that type of shit. And then there was people who were harassing the Asian people. Like it's a world, people. Hopefully this clears up so we can like get back to some normalcy. Season. Oh my, yo. So I was living with my ex before. Call those the dark ages when I disappeared from YouTube. So basically, y'all knew about Mrs. RG. You saw. When we broke up, I was living with my new girlfriend, right, for like 3 years. And I didn't make any videos then. Not so many. You, if you've been watching the channel, you probably noticed, right? So she used to cook for me all the time. And she had a little garden on on her balcony, seasoning and thyme and all that shit. And she would spice up the chicken, and I'm like, damn, this is so good. So when we broke up, she gave me a bottle of seasoning. So then I moved to my new house and I was trying out the seasoning, and I was like, wow, what a difference this makes. So then her bottle kind of shriveled up because I was using it all the time. So then I started testing out different spices, and I saw this one called Magic Salt. I don't know why I picked it up, but I did. And from that point, I've never described food as a feeling. Like, you eat. But when I would put this magic salt on there, I would see colors. I'm getting choked up about how good the seasoning was. And it like I would go to work and I would just warm up my food, and the spices would mingle in the air, and teachers be like, "Is that you?" So yeah, I'm all about the spices. But I don't get too fancy with it. I know what I like, and I kind of stay in there. I might add a new spice every now and then, try out something. But yeah, I apologize to all the girlfriends past that I subjected to eating my tasteless chicken, and they had to smile like, yeah, that's good. My boyfriend's cooking for me. But now I know. Now I know. All right, let me turn off this mic, chew a little bit. I want to. It's warm. I want to eat it when it's still warm. Yeah. So recently, I've been waking up with these thoughts. I don't know. I can't explain. But I just wake up with this kind of. Well, I guess one because I've been going to bed really early. Like I don't have to go to work. I'm working from home, but I still go to bed early so I could wake up early so I could do shit like this. So I can, because well, as for me, I'm most productive in the daytime. As it gets later in the day, it's like my brain just starts melting, and I literally fall asleep in this chair making some beats. Just it's crazy like that. Plus, I gotta eat, and I usually watch something. I don't know. Nighttime, I like to relax. So if I can start early, do a lot of shit. When it comes to the nighttime, I can relax. There's no need for me to be up till 4 a.m. doing whatever, because my brain is different. There's I got 24 hours to do whatever the hell I want. Just manage the time. So I wake up like super energized with these thoughts. So yesterday, the thought, no, they're not every morning, but yesterday was the first thing that came when I opened my eyes. It was um, grow, grow and evolve, some shit like that. Like that, it was just there. It wasn't in the dream. It's crazy. I should write them down. That's one of my things. I don't write shit down often enough because I forgot what I had 2 days before. I think it's in a video. So, all right, season change and everything. Which Asian countries have you visited? I mean, I'm a simple dude. So when I came out to Japan, I had no desire to visit any other Asian. I had no desire to leave Tokyo. Like Japan is big, relatively speaking. America's big, Australia's big, but Japan is big. But I didn't want to. I had no desire to go see the other prefectures. They're like states, the other regions, whatever. It just happened by chance. Um, I think like it's crazy. I love that my mind can remember some of the dots. Some dots I forget what happened, but basically I was sitting there and I started to email all the people. Yo, what's going on, Andrew? I've been emailing all the people. This is like years ago, 10, 12. I was emailing all the people that had English on their sites to ask them about music. So I end up emailing this guy named see, I could Derek Williams, Wayne. Let's call him Wayne. Twain, Wayne. Let's call him Wayne for now. I think his name's Wayne. Anyway, so he was a black guy with dreads, speaks fluent Japanese, and we met and he talked about he had these ideas that he wants to build some kind of music conference in Osaka. He was living in Tokyo, but I guess he's bouncing back and forth. So a couple years later, he hits me up like, "Yo, I'm having the first conference. Do you want to come down?" I'm like, okay. And of course, he came down to Tokyo and he met my homie Dave. So Dave and his wife and me all went out to Osaka for the first time. I took a night bus. I believe they took the Shinkansen, and yeah, I mean some. I mean, we're all over the place, but yeah, some mornings I wake up like I really got to take a piss, and I sleep on a loft, so I got to come down some steps, and I'd be all like, but I don't know, man. It's not a real like. Usually, I wake up, I have a thing of water next to me. This is a recent thing, and I drink some water, gulp, gulp, gulp. I don't have my phone next to me. I've been doing that for I think 2.5 months now. I don't want to wake up to the internet, so I'm left with my thoughts, and then I think about what's the plan for the day and all that. Come down, then go to the bathroom, take a shower. If I cooked breakfast, I have to cook breakfast in like week batches. So I'm gonna eat this egg, cheese, and bacon with a banana every morning until it's gone. If I don't do that, I might go to the store and buy breakfast, which I'm trying to change that behavior, you know. But I usually vlog bus rides because I don't go. Oh, back. Okay, so all over. So that was the first time I went anywhere outside of Tokyo. I went to Osaka. Then I met this one girl from Sendai, so we took a night bus, and so I was in Sendai, and then I went to well, recently I went to Hakone. Hakone, it's like a resort area for hot springs. But back then it was Osaka, Sendai. Then I went to, I believe, Guma for skiing. I was doing like a video project, and I told the artist, I said, "Hey man, you should get some ski shots." He's like, "Where can we go skiing?" I'm like, "I don't know." He's like, "How about Guma?" I was like, "Sure." So he paid for me and my girlfriend at the time. That's in the video if you remember the Ryman 2.0. Wow, this must be like Ryman 10.0. Anyway, all right. Then that was Guma, and then I had a shoot recently. I mean, to get to Osaka, I usually go through Kyoto, but last year I actually just went to Kyoto to do a photo shoot. So I was chilling out there. The main purpose was to be in Kyoto, but usually I go to Osaka and come through Kyoto. And then, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, my friend, girlfriend, she took me to Okinawa twice. So that was the first time to leave. So then after we broke up, I went to Okinawa two more times because that is so close. It's actually cheaper to get from to go to Okinawa than to go to Kyoto by Shinkansen. Anyway, and then last year I was supposed, or 2 years ago, I was supposed to meet my friend in Hong Kong. I mean, he's Australian. He lived in Japan, but then he had an office, his own. He started his own business, so he had an office in Japan and he had an office in Hong Kong. And he's like, for years, he said you should come out and, come out, come out, come out, come out, come out. So finally, I'm like, okay, I bought the ticket. And I said, I'm coming. And he's like, I'll get back to you. Then he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I won't be in Hong Kong. I'll be in Japan. And I'm like, ain't this some shit? So then I just went regardless because I already bought the ticket. Maybe I didn't buy the ticket, but I already blocked off that time. I'm coming regardless. So now I'm in Hong Kong, and it was really cool to see. I mean, Asians, if you never met an Asian, you think of them as a kind of group, as I guess all we do with every culture. All black people look the same, right? But in Hong Kong, they're different than in Japan. So then I'm like, wow, I want to see all the different colors, if we may, of Asians. So from that point, I had a plan. I want to go to Cambodia, Vietnam, Taiwan, Thailand, Singapore, like, because it's really close to where I live, relatively speaking. Um, One of the crazy things was I'm in Hong Kong, right? And I get to my hotel, and hotel staffs are supposed to be helpful. It's their hotel, and they should know shit to help you, right? So I'm like, a friend of mine, she emailed me a picture of some Chinese spice that she wanted to for me to buy her. I'm like, sure, I'll just ask them if they know what it is. It had kanji on it. It's Asian, and it's Chinese kanji. So I go to the staff. I'm like, hey, do you know what this is? She says, no. And she goes back to, so I'm thinking she's typing something. She ain't typing shit. She's like, can I help you? I'm like, do you know where I could buy this? No. Okay. It's like, whatever, whatever. So I'm walking up the street and I'm going in one store. Hey, dude, no. Hey, no. Don't know. Why are you asking me? And they're saying it in like this broken, or they'll just, like, if they could speak English, it's just a no. And if they didn't speak English, it's some harsh sounding, get the fuck out of my face sounding. Maybe it's, we're very good. But I think it was like, because their face. You, and I never was able to get that spice for my friend because nobody would help me. So then I come back to Japan. I'm at Narita, right? And I got a little late, or I'm just, what was it? I'm trying to decide. I wanted to take the Shinkansen, but there's a kind of Narita train. So Shinkansen is a bullet train. Narita train is just a direct train from Tokyo. But they're both shaped like Shinkansens. They both move at Shinkansen speeds. So I go to the desk and I say, just for my own, I just want to know, I said, excuse me, is the Shinkansen and the Narita Express, are they both Shinkansens? And the lady, she goes, ah, and she starts getting all flustered, like, I, I'm not sure. And I'm like, just say yes or no. If you say no, life goes on. If you say yes, life goes on. If you say yes and you're wrong, life still goes on. I'm not going to come back. I just want to know, you work here, you're Japanese, you would know. And she's just hemming and hawing. And because I just came from Hong Kong where it's, I don't know. Finished. And I went to a lot of stores. And then I come back to Japan where you don't get a no. You don't get a yes. You get this. It's like, just. And then she's getting clearly her face because I'm not. I'm annoyed. because I'm having, it's not reverse culture shock. It's, I don't even know what kind of shock it is, but I'm like, just say yes or no. Say yes or no. I can't say yes. Why can't you? And then finally, is there anything else I got? It was just a weird thing. Like I live here, I'm used to it, but coming from this Asian culture to that Asian culture is like a smack in the face. I get the same thing when I go home. I'll be in Narita Airport and I'll be all like, "All right, Edward, where you from?" All right, so yeah. So I go home. I'll be in Narita and it'd be all like, "May I help you?" I get to New York, it's like, "Why are you asking me?" But I'm used to it because this is my homeland. Now, China's kicking black people out because of virus, but the Chinese, the wet market, because the virus. Florida, we got another Florida. Florida. I just got here. Are you in your? Nah, I'm Japan, Tokyo, Japan. I'm from Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania. Even though I live next door to New York, I think I've only been to New York maybe the 10, 20 times me going and coming from Japan. Once for New Year's celebration, had an interview at a school out there. Crazy. I got accepted into the NYU's program of the T ICTP, some interactive telecommunication. Spike Lee at one point was a teacher for that program, and I was waitlisted, but basically it means you get in, from my understanding. And I kind of forgot about it. It's weird because I found the papers saying, yeah, just you know, fill out the paperwork and da 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 da. But at that time and point, I didn't have $50,000 per semester. Plus, I didn't have 50,000 for room and board for one semester, which you do the math, couldn't afford it. And for whatever reason, I didn't know anyone that kind of kept the thought in my head, so it just kind of just floated away. It's weird. It's crazy like that. I'm from Philly. Wish I was in Japan. You don't want to be. I mean, you want to be in Japan. I get that, but you don't want to be in Japan now, because worst case scenario, if we are all gonna die, you want to be with closest to your family and your loved ones. You know. Yeah, man. A lot of people went to NYU. Like, my, who knows what would have happened? I could have been killed on the street, robbery on some old Bruce Wayne shit. But I wouldn't be. It would. This would. I would be a different person. You know, I would have met different people. I would have had a different path. This probably couldn't exist in that form. I might have made it to Japan, but I would have came on some other shit. You know. But yeah, man. Childish Gambino. I saw this article. Well, I was just reading comments and like he's a weirdo. He is weird. I'm weird. We're all weird. You should live stream more. This is chill. Um, I mean, if you go back a couple of videos, they're all what was it? Beta test. Like I finally found a format that works. Which, to be honest, it was just the simplest. So before I had this audio interface, and I was plugging all these things in there and wiring all this in there, and it was all like. Now I'm just coming out the computer, little headphone. I mean, I had to test out which mic works, and simple is best. Yeah. I mean, it can get better. There's a software package that, I mean, it costs $700. It's pretty expensive, but it's like it's top tier. Like some of the things you can do with the software, you can stream to multiple places. So I could do YouTube, FaceTime, and to my own personal website. Same time, multicasting. I can pull video from. I'm sitting in front of my computer, so I could like add a video from something else in. They'll pop up. I can also. You guys could call in, or it's kind of like Instagram where you could like jump on the feed, but I could have 7 people jump on the feed at the same time. I'm not sure about the audio quality and all that, but that's that's cool, right? I could throw text up. There's so much shit I could do with that, and that's where I'm kind of wanting to go. But first, I need to figure out. So now we got this. I need to figure out a format and get people engaged and all that. But anyway, Mommy Sue. You know, I don't know. I it's crazy. I don't know because I'm not looking. I mean, we don't talk like that. But I could imagine she's probably still wherever you last seen her. I'm sure her email, her website, her Twitter, her Instagram is still there. And I'm sure you can find it on your own. Are you doing the rhyming, rimming rap? Rimming rap? Rhyming rap? Are you still doing your rhyme? Uh, yeah, I guess. I think you mean, am I still rapping? Which, yeah, the rapping was, for the most part, rapping is what got me right to this seat right here. You say, how is that so? Well, when I was 6, I was making poetry. And then when I was 12, I was rapping over Coolio, Fantastic Voyage. Come on in. When I was 16, I started my little rap group, or I went to the studio. When I was 17, I started a rap group. We won the talent show twice. I went to college with the idea that I need to become better at making rap music. I came to Japan with the idea that I'm going to rap in Japan. I started doing YouTube videos with the idea that I'm going to kind of show the world Japan and rap. Um, it's connected, but you couldn't really see it. I got my second part-time job, which pays pretty well as a part-time job because I was going to business school because I was trying to figure out how to become a better business person with my rap, which means right now, even though I'm not working, and some hours been cut, I'm okay 'cause I still got some checks coming from different sources, which should last me for a little bit. It may get worse because whatever. And last, where is this? This tape was made last year. So all last year, I was making a new song every day for 365 days. So yeah, I'm still rapping, rappity rap rap. All right. Let's see here. Okay. So when I was going to get my banana and orange juice, I was listening to this new book. It's called "Stop Doing That Shit." Nah, I tried it at one point. See now, I was talking to someone the other day. We're talking, da 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 da, and then they're like, What did I just say? Like, what did I like?" The person said to me, "What did I just say?" Actually, this happens a lot, but and I'm like, you just said da 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 da. This is weird. Anyway, but so I guess it's a gift to keep track of your tangents. I've been doing that for years, practice. All right, so online classes, I tried it. I did Berkeley, the one in California, a music class. I was thinking of getting something, but I don't like that online. Like it's not real enough. I'm doing online now, but I want to meet the teacher. I want to be able to walk up to the teacher and be like, "This is a yellow pad." And he's like, "Yep, it's a yellow pad." I mean, you could do it online. This is a yellow pad. You can see it. So I did that. I did one class, and then I decided I'm gonna go to a business school. So I went to a local. It's based in Japan. Actually, it's based in Japan, Singapore, and I think they got another one somewhere. I don't know, but it was a physical place. It was interesting because I met people, so many different. I met diplomats. I met other people. Yeah, and then they would have talks from other famous people. people come in. So I met a lot of people that, again, online wouldn't have happened that way. Yeah, yeah. All right. Actually, I did forget what I was talking about before the NBA thing. Oh yeah. So I'm reading this new book. It's called "Stop Doing That Shit," and that shit. I mean, it's a self-help book, but it's a kind of actually. All right, let me talk about. So the book is basically saying we sabotage yourself because of. I'm I'm only on chapter 9. Maybe there's like 20 chapters, so I'm halfway through it. But one of the first sabotages is that the way we talk about ourselves. So if you say I'm not good enough, your limit. Like a lot of books talk about these things, but the way he said it just like hammered right. It went straight to heart. So one of the things he said, I'm not good enough. People say that, or I'm not. I'm different, or people don't understand me. I say all those things. I say them like verbatim. The thing is, if you say those things, then you're creating your own reality. You create it. If no one understands, then when the person who tries to understand, you're already ready to hit them with you don't understand before they will understand. It's you break the. I mean, you would have to read a book, but then I also realized that even though I always say you should read the book, even if you read the same book, you will not. It's likely you won't have the same conclusions as me. It's similar to some people. Uh, they go if you want to make millions of dollars, you should save. Very simple, very simple concept, right? But it's hard for some people and easy for other people's because the way you are. So even giving sage advice isn't going to help. You need to go in there and like for example, I mean, I'm gonna eat. So I'll reheat it because I made it. But if I didn't cook breakfast, then I'd probably go to McDonald's or to the convenience store and buy something. I have no problem doing that. But if I cook breakfast, then I'm gonna eat my breakfast. So in the act of cooking, I saved I don't know $10, give or take. Kind of like if you think you can, you think you can't, you're right. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Yes, 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 yes. Yo, podcast. I tried podcasting a minute ago, or not a minute, 4 years ago, and I self-limited thought. So I was one. The content was kind of maybe cringy because I was mostly posting stuff about the deep feelings I was feeling, and I would throw in some stories. But I was feeling like basically the idea is I feel like shit. So I'm just gonna put it out there and find other people who feel like shit, and we could feel like shit together and work it out. It's not a self pity party. I was trying to, but nobody was commenting because most people, I don't think they go out of their way to tell people they feel like shit outside of look at me, I feel like shit. Not look at me, I feel like shit. How can we get better at it? So I didn't really get the views or the traction. I only did it for a month now, but it kind of. But yeah, so yeah, podcasting. I guess this is podcasting in a sense. If you click off the video and go do something else and listen to me in the background. But yeah, so this book is just like hammering into me, bop, 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 hitting my heart. Because basically, like one of the things he's saying is like, you like I'm motivated, but then I'm unmotivated. Like we go through these rhythms, right? And it's the cycle. You got to break the cycle. Like I can't save for shit. I try. I mean, one time I was writing down everything I bought in this little app that I bought. But forget about the app that I bought. I'm using it and I'm just, all right, I bought a Kit Kat. I bought juice. I bought train ride. And it was detailed. And after a month, I was like, that's done. Boom. And I went back to my bad habits. Another time I was doing you put money in a jar. So in Japan, you could put in Japan we have $5 coins that are gold. Sometimes they're silver, which is rare. I once had to. I did this all the time, but I was telling my one friend, yeah, I got a silver $5 bill. Like they don't exist, so I had to like shake the shit out of there. Like, see, that's me. I gotta prove everyone wrong at times. But so I would collect these 500 yens, and then I get really excited. So I start breaking $10 to get the 500 yens, or getting all my change and putting it in there. Da, 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 da. But then I start seeing it's getting filled up with shit, and it's like, you know what? I do need a new lens. That's the first thing I bought. I bought a 50 millimeter Sony overpriced lens. I still use it. It is great. So I guess it's not that overpriced. The second time I tried it, I I'm always from time to time I have photo shoots, and I managed to get like five models in a short period of time. So I needed money, so I dipped into these coins. So I'm paying the models in gold coins. I paid the studio in gold coins. So then I read another book, and it's like you should take 10% of your paychecks, just chop it right out. So I started doing that. And I'm like, you know what? Let me do 12%. Because I got multiple checks coming in. And then that money, instead of putting 500 yen, you're putting that of your check. So it's even a bigger sum. I'm putting $100 down. And I started. But then again, I had a friend who's getting married in Okinawa. And I asked the model if she wants to come out and shoot. So then that money gone. So yeah, saving is, but it's the behavior. It's always the same reason, you know. But yeah, yeah. It's like a live podcast. Yeah, man. But the thing is, it's weird when I'm on other people's podcasts. I'm not this way. I'm more subdued. I don't know. It's I'm not. I'm a different me, which it's I don't know. I mean, in a way, this is my channel, and the people who are watching me, you guys who watch me, you've been watching me for a minute, so we're like a family in a sense. When I'm on their podcast, like I went on one a couple of year ago, and the dude's like, I don't know who you are, but people know you, but I don't know you, and I didn't even bother to check up on you online. I'm just the first time I'm hearing you. So that kind of puts me off. Like you didn't even check who I am. And my homie was there, and he's kind of like, you know, yo man. Even though he's quiet, he's quiet, but it's not quiet. It's I don't know the word. It's it's what's the word? It's I can't explain it. For example, this happened right. Um, 15 years ago, give or take, I was in Philadelphia. I went to school at Temple University, right? And my profess it's not reserved. I'll give the example. So my professor, the one who's responsible more or less for me even being here in this seat in Japan, because he wrote my recommendation. He was doing community outreach video programs. Basically, he had the equipment to shoot A grade quality video, but he would use it to shoot like like the children's home. Like he would shoot the director of the children's home because he believes that what she's doing for the community needs to be highlighted. Or like just these projects where they can't pay, they weren't able to pay him in cash, but they paid him in kind of pass it forward or just so that really drew me to him. Like it's not, yeah, we're gonna make money off these bitches. It was, we don't need to make money. I mean, I always tell this story, but so I could shoot my videos. I always been making videos before there was a platform to post them. So I'm doing my thing, But I never had the really high fancy cameras. I only could buy what I could afford and, whatever. So he hires me, right? He's like, "Hey, I got a job for you. All you got to do is take this camera, put it on a stand, and kind of just it was a product testing kind of thing where people come in, you give 8 people a banana, and then you ask them questions about the banana. Oh yeah, the color's nice. Oh, the texture. I don't like the brown spots. And then make a video. Market focus groups. So he got that gig. He asked me to do it, and all you got to do is hold that camera. So what do I got to do? I get there, and so this camera's big, man. It's like one of those big. It hurts your elbow, shoulder if you're like holding it for a long time. So I'm like, I want to get some angles. So I take the camera off the stand, and it's not one of those little screw stands. It's one of those kind of lock. If you do videos, you know the serious lock things. So I take it off, and I'm doing this like, oh my gosh, this is heavy. So I try to put it back on, but I can't get it in. So then the camera goes, and the whole time the video's now crooked because I don't want to turn off the video. I don't want to. So it's, and so when he gets it back, he's like, "Dude, the video was a little crooked. What you doing there?" And I explained to him, he's like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "Well, here's your money. Just be a little careful." He sends me out on another gig to shoot like a politician, right? So all I got to do, I got a wireless. He had a wireless microphone set up. I just got to plug it in. So I'm shooting the video, and I see a little speck, like a little hair on there. I'm like, oh shit! So I unscrew it, and I'm like, and then at some point the audio got fucked up, and then I found out that the hair was not on the inside; it's on the outside. And then when I give him the footage, the audio's all like, and I'm actually going on a flight back to Japan, and he calls me up like, "Yo, man, the audio's fucked up. What happened?" It's like, my bad. I explained to him, like, man, just do the best you can. So that's his nature. Of course, he's tough, and if this kept going on, he probably wouldn't hire me for shit. But so he gets me out here to Japan, but I say all that to describe who he is. So one day I'm sitting in his office, and guess who comes in? Will Smith's dad, Will Smith Sr. This is right around The Pursuit of Happiness. So that he's talking about, yeah, my son and my grandson are going to be in the movie. Da-da-da-da-da. So then he says something like, blah, blah, blah. So then I say, well, blah, blah. And then he says, blah, blah, blah. I mean, you don't know what the blahs are. But basically, you don't fucking know. Okay, he didn't say fucking, but just people are so like, basically, this is my voice, right? This is how I'm talking to you. I know that this cup is blue. I know this. I know that there's orange juice in here. I know that. I don't know the cause of coronavirus, and I don't know about the what I don't know. I don't know. Therefore, I don't care. It's not a debate thing that. It's not a thing I want to do. But it seems this is what people like doing. Arguing and debate, like the barbershop. Yo, who's the best MC? Jay-Z, because he don't write. Nah, Tupac, because he's real. Has anyone seen them in person doing those things? Yeah, basically that. I have it seems I have a demeanor that makes it's confrontational. Hurt feelings or put people on the edge. So I try not to do that. So I don't say anything. I let people. You think Jay Z's better? I guess. I don't know. But what I want to say is I've never met the man. I heard what people said, but sometimes people lie. He's a star. People are not gonna. And when or another thing I do often is if someone says A, and if I just read a book about B, how can I not talk about B? And then it becomes so that's me. They would need to know what they're getting into. And even if I were to tell people, I wish they made a cure. I wish they did too, man. I mean, it is not. This isn't cool. It was cool for like 3 seconds. Uh, 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 we're just going in order. All right, all right. I wish they made the coronavirus cure because maybe they do. I think if we all stay inside, it should kind of curve off. But I don't know, man. I'm just hoping. I'm hoping for the best and just trying to keep positive and keep doing what I've been doing. I mean, I'll get into what I've been doing, but does this happen as often with Japanese people when you talk to them? Sorry if you already answered the question. I'm cooking. Um, well, it's weird. I know what I know, but it's kind of siloed, like a silo. I don't know everything about anything. I know what I know. I know this is a blue cup. I know the size of the blue cup. I know where I bought it. I know the texture of it. These are things I can say with a certainty. I don't know the weight of it. I don't know the particular color of the blue. So when it comes to Japanese people, it's a language thing. They would have to be at a certain, like I teach I think she's 7 or 8, 10. I think she's 10. And her level is up there. She's like a Dookie Howser, if you know who Dookie Howser is, but she's pretty smart. She could skip a couple of grades smart. So we get into some conversation and she'd be all and I'm like, you little like I love it. I love smart people. You know, she's using her brain, but I could see where it's kind of hitting the wall of her experience. She doesn't know enough to know enough, which is not wrong, but because she's hitting it, you know, it's like she's and I try to without and I'm aware of how I am, so I try not. I'm not. You don't understand because you're a kid. I would never say that. I would just kind of. Well, did you consider that in a few years you're going to be in a different circumstances? So maybe the thoughts you're having is, but I can't do that with certain types of people, you know. So yeah. All right, we're coming down here. But usually for Japanese people, I might get like with my girlfriends. This is usually what happens. So most of the girlfriends I had in Japan are fluent, high level. They speak English. We talk like this, and I talk how I talk. But when we get into arguments, I talk a little bit faster, and I choose my whole vernacular changes, and then they'll hit me with, "I don't understand what you're saying. Speak Japanese," which I don't speak Japanese, and then it's well, that's because it deflects the whole conversation, and that happens often. Um, but the communication things, people who speak English. I mean, this happened. I don't want to talk about how difficult I am, but I am difficult, and I'm working on it. But yeah, so a couple weeks ago, I was talking to this Jamaican woman about something, and I was saying I just released this tape, and I was saying that it's difficult for me to sell it because I'm so bad at selling. This is just an honest truth about me. I don't like selling things to people. If they buy it, I'm ready to send it. I got things set up. But I do not want to take the money you earned for something like this. Now, this could be a limiting of belief and all that, but that's just me. I'm working through it. So then she hits me back with, "Oh, Matthew, you got to believe in yourself. You just got to ask people. You can't be so. And I'm just letting her talk. Let her talk it out of her system. It's irritating the hell out of me, but just talk. Let it get it out of her system, and and her fingers are and she means well. She means well, but she's missing the point that I'm trying to make because she cut me off. I mean, maybe this is why this works in this format. Because I mean, I could read a comment, but in real life, people are just like, "Stop me." So I'm like, I have, and before I could finish what's in my cup, they're already talking about. So what do you got in that cup? What's in the cup? Is it this? Oh, do you need this? Do you want me to? And I have water in this cup because I'm gonna drink. It, it. So then finally, after she does this monologue about how I just need to ask people if they're gonna buy stuff, I hope because I just had the tapes in my pocket. And I said, "So will you buy my tape?" And the backtrack and she was doing the Michael Jackson backslide. I can't buy the tape because I don't know. It's not really. So then I want to come back to that point. You see, this is why I don't like to ask people because this makes me uncomfortable. The fact that you have an excuse already prepared for something. So again, be quiet, but keep it moving. I mean, I'm not telling Will Smith Sr.'s dad to calm down. Not even on some celebrity shit. He's just like one of those tough dads. Not like an Uncle Phil. He's more like what's a good TV good TV dad. I don't know, just a mean TV dad. Like go to your room type. Anyway. And besides, again, I didn't know the answer. I just believed because I'm doing music and I'm doing it that I have a, but I'm not going to argue. I wish I was smart. Red Petal. First, where you from, Red Petal? And second, you are smart. Like this was in the book today. Smartness is relative. I mean, I'm not. I wish I can do math. It's numbers just hurt my head, like simple shit. Like I was doing this what do you call it? It was I was a judge for a speaking contest, and we have a little scale 1 to 5, and then at the end there's 5 categories. So the max score, or it was 10. There's a max of 50 points with different categories, and then you just gotta tally it up. This one, and at the bottom all the scores. Mad basic, but for the love of God, I could not, because we had like 2 seconds to do it. They would come over right after, like, you got the answers, and I'm just like, shit, shit. My head was like, where the guy next to me, like, do you just want me to do it? And he's just all like in his head, like I wish I can do that. I'm not smart in that. Like, um, Gardner, 7 intelligence. There might even be more intelligence because you know how historically they didn't really include what black people did in any of these. Granted, it was the times that, but he came up with 7 intelligences, and I'm pretty sure one of those, you're right on it. New York in the house. There was one assignment. Dookie Howser, yes sir. Yeah, the whole conference for no reason crap happens to me. It's honest. People are very intimidated about. I mean, I would take. I mean, black males, but just confrontational in any sense. And I'm trying to. This is. I've been. I was worse. Like I was the quintessential confrontational dude. And now, but it's still in me. It's in my DNA. It's like any point. All right, arguing with females. That you won't win. It'd be difficult to win. You could win, but it's you could win the battle, but you won't win the war. But I read a book. We shouldn't use these kind of references. But I don't know. I find, like, as I'm reading all these help books and all these things, I find even if I change, okay, I'm changing. There's a Gandhi quote up there: "Be the cure, be the change you want to see," and I am. But if that person sees you, like they would need. All right, put it this. All right, let's say that you used to weigh 800 pounds. Yeah, you weighed 800 pounds, and everyone who saw you then, wow, you weigh 800 pounds. And then you get working and you work out, work out, work out. And now you're like lean, mean, and all like, look at me, I am so. They can't, they might know that you used to weigh 800 pounds, but all they see now is this you. And then they're going to treat you a little differently, accordingly. No, you could keep reminding them, like, listen, I used to be this way, but now I'm this way. Sometimes I still get the urge, but they'll start to envy you. They'll start to do stuff because of. But yeah, man, yeah. But I also found maybe in general, a lot of us we are similar. I found that over the years. We're similar in our thoughts, and that's probably why this is happening. Because I find when I meet people, like I meet people all the time, it'd be like, yeah, I want to make a YouTube video, but they're really, I want to make a YouTube video, but I need a better camera and I need to, da, da, da. I'm like, just do it. And years will pass and they never start because that is who they are. I think most of the people who watch me are doing shit because that's who I am. And if I was telling you to do things and you, like, because it gets annoying. Like, I can't really listen to someone like super pumped. You gotta, because it wouldn't work for me. It's you find your level, your peer group or whatever. All right, I'm kind of curious what the blah 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 was. All right, just off the top, let's see. Um, we were talking about surround sound, and at that point in time, I was interested in making a surround sound type of music. And he was saying it's not possible because, and he named some things. But I knew it was possible because the software I had said it is now capable to have surround sound. Now the how and the I don't I would need to, like, basically an audio interface, and you just put the different channels. You have 8 channels, so you could put each speaker from one channel on a mono thing, and boom, you got your four, and then you could put your sub. It was in my mind, I just didn't do it. But his dad was like, it can't be done. It isn't, and he was throwing those words around, which in the for the most part, don't ever tell me it's impossible because anything's possible. It might be expensive. It might take a long time to do it, but it's possible within reason, you know. So that always, but it's his dad. Who am I to tell the dude who nurtured Will Smith? And you got to know your place. So I just, okay, whatever. But I find myself doing that with almost everything because who am I to tell these people? Usually, like, regardless that, yeah. All right. The Bronx. Would you take the car? I I was talking to my mom a couple of weeks ago, and she was saying this is what she said. She said, I don't trust doctors because doctors are always trying to stick you up with needles and try to. And just to give you a background, my parents are from Jamaica. We are, we're not poverty. We're working class family. So we didn't go to the doctors. I don't recall going to the doctors so often unless I was actually sick or in pain or whatever. I don't remember doing. I think at one point the schools would do the checkups. Um, so she was like just saying I don't really trust the doctors. Blah 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 blah. So I never really got flu shots. I mean, I think I was old, but just the way she thought is kind of ingrained in how I think. So I don't really do shots of anything. I don't do flu shots. When I got a little hay fever or some allergy, I just suck it up and which piss. I don't know if it pisses people off, but the people around me just be feeling all like, "Oh my gosh, your nose is runny. Why don't you take this pill?" I'm like, "I don't take pills. This is just the nose running. This is nose water, as we say in Japan. It's okay. I'm not gonna die." Well, now it's Corona times, so I guess to answer that question, if there is a cure and it is approved, of course I'm gonna take the thing. But in general, I don't take medicine for anything. I just kind of last year, 2 years ago, I had influenza or the flu. That's how we say in Japan, in America, the flu. In Japan, influenza for whatever reason. And I didn't take. There's people offering me medicine. Like, nah, I'm just gonna just suck it up because I don't like medicine. Yeah. Random question: what would be your dream job location in life? Um. So it's slowly coming together, and maybe I'll figure it out faster. But basically, what I want to be able to do is to be like other people do it. I just don't know how to do it once I figure out. But basically, I want so right now I get paid to teach English. I need to physically be there. I need to physically be in places to get that paycheck. So I'm rooted to some location, and I don't make so much. I'm all right. I'm all right, but I don't make so much, so whatever. And I'm so bad at saving, right? But what I would like is my money's coming from not me physically being there, but from this photo tutorial book I'm thinking about working on, from this music tutorial. Like the whole tutorial game is crazy. I bought one. This dude charged me $200 to teach me on how to market my music and such. $200 or $168, and I bought it. So shit like that. Basically, I'm doing research, deep research, and so once this kind of income is coming, the I forget the word, guys know it, but passive income, then I could go anywhere. And at that point, I want to go everywhere. I want to see the world and know that I don't need to go back to my job because the job is me. And then I want to go around helping people. I want to pop up here and be like, yo, listen, a couple years ago, I was just like you, but now I travel the world. And then get those people to, and then, so ideally, I want to live in hotels, like really fancy hotels. Maybe a house one day, but just wherever I go, I have somewhere to plug in a computer. I have some Wi Fi. I could put my music here, make some music, and then pop to the next place. Like that's the dream, which it's not even a far off dream because that number, that magical number is give or take $5,000. That's all. 5,000. I mean, whatever rent and all that plus 5,000. So maybe $10,000 a month, which is what 60,000. Wait, is my math? But I think that's 120,000 a year. 10,000, I guess. So well, we got to play with the numbers because then you got to pay your taxes. I want to make sure I'm on top of all of that. But basically, it's not a very. I don't need to be a billionaire to live this lifestyle. I just need to get my eggs and ducks. I think you say ducks, but I guess eggs come before ducks, or did ducks come before eggs in order? You know what I'm saying? All right. And people are weird. Man, I'm weird. I'm as weird as they come. I'm just a. All right. You can't win for losing sometimes. I feel the same way. I feel there's always 1,000 ways to crack eggs, so why not invest? Yeah. Today I was cracking eggs to make my breakfast, and I always get the little. I always crack it so the shell ends up inside, and I used to like spend time trying to pick it out with a spoon, but that's so now I just leave it, and I found that even after you stir it, the egg will always stick to the bottom of the thing, and even when you pour it out, the egg is the shell is the last part to come out. So in theory, you never have to dig it out. But don't quote me here. Maybe it's in my stomach. Uh, what's your favorite parts about quarantine? That's a great question. Because I was talking to my friend the other day, and he's like, yeah, he gets to spend time with his family because he's usually working at the office. But now he can spend, and that's great. A great way to look at it. I guess one, if there was no quarantine, this wouldn't be happening because I'd be at work. And then the weekends, I work every day basically. Before quarantine, I was working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, boom. So usually I'm tired. That's my excuse. But I'm like, I can't really do these at nighttime. And I started at 10. So I don't know if my upstairs neighbor's like, that motherfucker keeps talking. I don't even know who's talking to. I hear no voices. I don't know. But it is my house. And I'm pretty sure on the lease, it doesn't say I cannot talk. And I ain't shouting. So yeah. Um, so yeah, making these are cool. Music so basically quarantine life started for me about 6 weeks ago. That was when one of my first jobs. Like, sorry, classes are canceled. I'm like, fuck. But if classes are canceled, that means I can work on my music, and I just be digging in there, man. Like, there's buttons on my machine, my beat machine, that I don't even know how it works because I never needed it. So now I'm like, yesterday I pull out the PDF and I'm like pushing that button and trying to I started working on, for all you music people out there, the compressor and limiter. Yeah, I know what they are, but I have never sat down and did an A/B comparison. All right, did it. Ah, I did. So just having that time to sit there and go through shit. I haven't read so much because I'm either doing this or working on the music. Usually I read on the train, so without going to work, I lost my train time. But yeah, I will always ask a question. I always question anything and anyone, so sometimes that gets me in trouble. I mean, historically, people who question things were killed. That's how it always been, you know. And that's I think it sucks, and because you can, of course, you can ask me what color shirt this is. You can ask me where I bought it from. You can ask me what's in the cup. These things are whatever. But certain questions get to the root of your dysfunction or the heart of you. Like I did this because this is just me. So I knew some person who was cheating on their person. So I asked the person, why do you feel compelled to cheat on the person? And that person, you see, I'm keeping it genderless here. The person started to get all, well, you wouldn't understand because you. Now, reverse that. Um, a couple, I don't know, 3 months ago, one of my friends, female friends, was asking me, so why did you cheat on so and so? Or first, did you cheat on so and so? I said, yes. They said, why did you cheat on so and so? I said, because I was immature and I wasn't a good person. They said, but why did you cheat on them? Now, I said, okay, I'll go. I'll go with you. Let's go down this journey. But the deeper I went, the more it started to touch something. Like, who are you to judge me? Like those feelings started, and I was pushing them down just because I was thinking this person has a point. After an hour or so of this, so what's wrong with you? Why do you do? You knew that they cared about you. It hit me. They're not talking about me cheating on their person. They're talking on the person that cheated on him or cheated on her. And I'm just a kind of, well, you're a guy, so maybe I can understand. But then at that point, I'm starting to get upset because it's starting to piss me off. And I said, listen, and I start to fire back. Like for most, oh my, for whatever reason, my memory works in a way that I don't remember shit until like I knew this person for like forever. So I ended up like, well, remember 20 years ago when oh yeah, and now I'm starting to make them feel bad, but that wasn't my intention. I just want yeah, so yeah. Yeah. So yeah, questions. But as far as questions goes, there's ways to ask questions. And I don't think we're taught or raised how to do that. We just like I try to ask this question. Now this is from me reading all the books. It's not like just taking and trying to. So if you see like when it comes to music, I don't like a lot of music. This includes my friends and peers. I don't think I would ever go to the store to specifically buy your music. Nothing against you. It's just whatever. So when it comes down to do you like my music, to say it's trash or it's garbage or wouldn't it be better to ask, do you like your music? Because that's all that really matters. At the end of the day, I love. You see this? 365 songs. I can listen to any one of these songs and I feel, oh wow, that that's dope. But that also includes every song I've ever made, going back before CDs were even a thing. I got little songs on micro cassette recorders, and when I listen to that, I'm like, I remember that one, and it really makes me feel good. So you can't take that from me. Yeah, maybe you don't want to buy it, but at the end of the day, it's mine. I love it. Yeah. All right. I was gonna go. I want to live in a luxury mansion. Um, cool. I, I just hit. I don't think I would want to live in a big space because it gets empty. Like I live in a 2DK room, 2 rooms, a dining room, a kitchen, and it's empty. I don't know if I'd still feel like it's empty if I lived in like a little closet. Empty is relative, but in a super big house, plus all that. But yeah, like Drake, I think he's always showing videos or the Tootsie or whatever the hell that is. He's in his own house. That shit is huge. It'd be cool to own it, but I don't think I would want to live there because your money situation got to be pretty straight because you still got to heat them rooms up and all that good shit. Yeah. Is the rent reasonable where you live or house discriminations? Um, all right, we're gonna go up to. All right, is rent reasonable? Reasonable is relative. I started doing this a lot too. I can't answer questions if it's black or white because it. Um, for me, I pay. We're just gonna use rough numbers, right? So I pay about. So all right, we'll put it this way. When I first came to Japan, I lived in a space that was maybe just this one room, a little smaller than this room, and I was paying about $700, give or take, to live in this one room and share the bathroom with the other people who lived in this kind of dorm like thing. Now I pay about $570 for 2 rooms, a kitchen, and a bathroom. This is reasonable for me. For someone else, they probably don't need all this space. I need this. Like that other room is the studio room. When I open that door, I go, like I feel great that I have a whole room dedicated to the studio. I love the fact that I could stick shit on the wall, which I haven't done so far, but now I can, and I love it. So it's reasonable for me. But my ex girlfriend, one of my ex girlfriends, she lived in a high rise on like the 19th floor. Moving on up, heated seats or heated floors, a bathroom that has like the thing to keep the water heated indefinitely, a washer that it could wash and dry within the same unit. She had a view where you could see Tokyo Tower and Mount Fuji. Now, I don't think she could live here for long. I mean, if she had to, she had to. But what she's paying for that, yeah. But to each their own. Um, yeah, I live pretty far from Tokyo, so my last train before the last train is there is like I don't know 11:30 or something. 11. So if I don't get my ass out of wherever I am by 11 and walk down to the station, I'm going to be stuck and I'm gonna have to take a taxi. I did that once, did it twice. It happened back to back. I paid $70 to get from where I was to my house by taking a taxi. Because one, I was doing a photo shoot that day, so I had all my equipment. Two, it wasn't so cold, but it wasn't warm. Three, I had shit to do the next morning, so I wanted to be refreshed. And five, I skipped four because we do that in Japan. I had the money, so fuck it. Why am I gonna? Before it's like, well, I have no other choice but to sleep in the station or sleep at McDonald's. Now, so I live pretty far. If you want to live right in the middle of Tokyo, you're gonna pay more for smaller, but you're not gonna miss your last train, or you could always walk. All right. All right. Is there discrimination? Probably. Like, my take on discrimination is maybe at first there's no discrimination anywhere. It's just you're a person of whatever country or color, and I have a place to rent. So please come. But let's say you come and then you for whatever reason you kick holes in the walls and because maybe you're fighting with your girlfriend and you punch the wall or maybe you got fired from your job and you couldn't pay the rent or just some shit happens. Boom. So you have to leave. So then the next person who happens to look like you probably isn't getting the benefit of the doubt that they'll be okay. Maybe they'll be. So I think that's where a lot of the discrimination is coming from. And just to bring it back, I mean, I the stories I keep telling them, I don't expect anyone to remember them. But when I was living in Philadelphia, I lived, so I came in as a transfer student. So they stuck all the transfer students about 2 hours away from the main campus. And we had to take this stupid bus and go to school, or whatever. So then when I came to the campus, I decided I'm going to live. So, first year I came, I was living on campus, and I decided I'm going to live off campus, basically across the street. So, I go to the landlord, and the landlord, a black guy, looks at me and says, normally I don't rent to black guys, black dudes, because, you guys have a way. Now, he's a black dude. He said, you guys have a way of not paying. And I felt a certain kind of way because, dude, you're black. I'm black. Why would you say this to me? But he's saying this not because whatever, he has past experience. So he rents to me, and life is great. So then I find I'm going to Japan. So I give my month's notice, and they give you the deposit. They say, here's your deposit, and then here's your months, you get it back. So then I decided that I'm going to buy some shit. So I bought a duplicator. I bought back in the day we used to make CDs and then they had replicators. So I bought, I think it was an 8 replicator. I bought the CDs that you could print on. I brought the printer. I bought like 800 CDs. I printed up thousands of flyers. And the idea was I was going to, print them all up, which I did. That was fun. Look at me, I'm printing up CDs, man. I'm serious about this shit. I put the inserts in there. Got a so everything. The product looked nice. But then when it came time to sell it or promote it, I didn't do that. So I didn't make any sales. I didn't. In fact, I think I brought a couple with me to Japan. Like I think I started throwing them away after. So then it came time to pay the rent. And I had no money because the idea was I was going to make my money back. So I had to do the walk of shame. And I walked into the landlord and I said, listen, I don't have the money. And all my stuff, I was sending it to the office and picking up and going up there. And he's like, oh, so you had all that money to buy it? And I explained, I bought the thing thinking that, da-da-da-da. And I had to talk to the teacher, the professor who helped me come to Japan. He bought the duplicator and he bought the printer at reasonable rates or whatever. So was he wrong in saying that he doesn't rent to people like us? Yeah. But I did get the money from the teacher and I was able to pay him. But yeah, so I think Japan is kind of like that. Some foreigners, white, black, purple, whatever color, come over here, they do what they do, and then it just fucks up the person who happens to come after them because that's just life. Life. Let's see. All right. When did you realize you're good at rapping? I've always been good at rapping. That's something. It's the earliest rap I can remember was in elementary. There's these like little puzzles or something. It'd be like, what do you call a big kitty? A fat cat. What do you call a bloody mattress? Red bed? Rhyming like that. That was easy for me. Like I was in that classroom, I was the only one who could find those things because whatever. Then when I started listening to songs, it was easy for me to change the words. So it'd be like, Snoop Dogg would be like, it's the D-O double G and yes, and I'd be like, oh, it's the M-A double T and yes. Like I didn't think about it, just it's the same scheme or whatever. And I don't know. I guess what the thing is, no one ever like rap. I'm 38. Rap is like 38, give or take 40 years old. So when I started doing this, it wasn't something like right now. If your little son does it, it's like, oh my gosh, I got a little rapper, and you put him up on YouTube, and people are like, oh my gosh, you got rap. But there was no space for that. And rap, you know, it had its issues. The law didn't like it. Snoop Dogg dancing on top of the guitar, at the court case, shit like that. Tupac doing Tupac, all the deaths, it wasn't something positive. So the church at that time wouldn't be like, oh, we got a rapper in our congregation. Now they would, because now there's successful Christian rappers who are. So yeah, I was good. But I guess when I turned 18, I was at the hospital with my brother, and my niece was born. We are at the hospital for her. My brother was like, "All right, come on, let's rap," because most black people think they could rap or play ball, right? It is what it is. Too bad we don't think we could do other things, but we could do anything. We're limitless. But we're in there, and he's like, "All right, let's rap," and he goes doing his stupid ass shit. So then I was like, "We're in the hospital. I'll pop a pill on you." I'm just I don't remember what I said then. It's like what 18 years ago, or more 20 years. But I like, we're in the hospital. This is despicable. Don't pick on a dude. I'll knock you down, leave you pickle juiced out. Like in this kind of monotone, this thing. And like he's like, oh shit, my brother could rap. And then from that point, every time we go out, he's like, yo, my brother could rap. Go. But that's not my nature, and it's all I gotta ramp myself up there, and yeah. But so it's I don't know, 20, 25 years. Long time, man. Long time. What is going down? Can you hook a brother up with a job if you ever come to Japan? I wish. Let me say this. At this point, I can't. I'm not in a position to give out visas. I don't have excess amounts of money. Space wise, yeah, you could probably sleep on the floor, but I'm particular about people sleeping in the same space as me that I don't know. Or even if I do know, look, this happened. I was in Temple, right? And I invited my high school friend, my brother's friend's brother, his little brother. So the little brothers are the big brothers. Like, yeah, why don't you come out to Temple, hang out with me? Now I don't do much. All I did was sit in the house, make music. I didn't really have a college life, other than anyway. So one day I came home to get that Kool-Aid that was in the fridge, and it was gone because he drank it all. Now, it's not that he didn't have money. He just drank my juice and didn't replace it. And it was really uncomfortable for me to like lay down the law because I don't care. Do whatever you need to do. Just don't. Like the way my room is set up, you can't see it, but I just push all my shit to that side when I make these videos. But I know where it's at. So if you were to come in here and like move some shit, I won't know where it's at. So don't move it. But maybe you're the type of person is like, I like things all neat and orderly. So you start organizing my shit. Then got it. But yeah, in the future, because I'm working on becoming what do you call it? Getting my permanent residence in Japan, which basically means I don't have to work anywhere and I could start my own company. It's gonna cost money. I might have to do some campaigning. Please give me money to start my business. Uh, I heard that Amazon, Jeff, was asking people to donate to his company fund, which is hilarious, but it's not. I mean, it's hilarious because he's a billionaire, but here's the thing. You don't become a billionaire by giving away your billions. Like, it's one of those weird things. You got to keep. Now, this is a whole nother subject, but yeah, I might start asking people to invest in my whatever business. At that point, I might be able to issue out some visas within my business, from my business, which would be cool because but I don't think people would want to work for me, because I'm kind of 8 o'clock means 8 o'clock. 8:05 means you're late. First time, second time, third time, you're fired. Like it's not even. There's no excuse you can give me that would make me care. You say, "Wow, you're a tough boss." Well, it's so yeah. 500. I'm just being nosy, but I kind of want to know. Okay, I'm just being nosy, but I kind of want to know in case I ever move there. Aside from rent, what's the month of bills looking like? Um, it depends. It depends. Um, it depends. A lot of my friends who drink will say that they don't make enough money, but drinking and smoking cigarettes that can easily be, I don't know, $5 a day. Well, look at it, $5 a day equals $150 a month. And drinking, I don't know the prices, but let's say it's $10 every time you go out to the bar and you go out once a week. That's I'm not good with the math. I'm sorry, but $10 a week. And you go out to the bar, and that's what $50. So there's up to 200, and there's probably a so $200. And if you only make, and then your rent is $500, so let's say, like you can see quickly how those numbers can just disappear. Now, if you start to add in your hobby, I do photography. So on average, a shoot could be free. They could come to the house and I set up my little studio here and shoot, maybe buy them a bottle of water. Or it could be one of my massive shoots where I rented a studio for $300. I had 6 models paying each one $50. I rented a lens that cost me $150. And I bought everyone a little dollar bag so they can put their stuff in. That's a pretty big chunk out of your paycheck. When I went to Okinawa, I bought plane tickets for me and the model. I rented a place for me to sleep. I got a boat to go to a special little island. I have a friend who well, he's not even a friend, coworker, ex coworker. He managed to save 40%, 50% of his paychecks, and he doesn't like the dude. Like, here's some yellow notepad. He would cut the notepad in half to make little quarter notepads. Uh, Things that you would normally chopsticks. He would have the wooden chopsticks and clean the wooden chopsticks so you wouldn't have to buy new chopsticks. Um, he never spent money. Like he would find the cheapest restaurants and the cheapest everything, and he managed to save like half of his paycheck, which it's possible. For those who are into anime, those costs goes up. Those who hang out with a lot of friends, like I went to a drinking party. I don't drink, but I went to the drinking party because it was at my last school and I was there for 4 years and I felt like, I want to say goodbye, so whatever. So I go. Now I ordered orange juice, 500 yen. Orange juice, 500 yen. I think I had a cola, 500 yen. So we're up to 500 yen, $5, just keep it simple. So $15. Um, then I had fries, that's another $5. $20. Boom. That's all I had for the night. Now they're ordering all this shit. Then when it comes time to get the bill, you split the bill by the amount of people that are there. There was about 6 people. Now they're all ordering beer, 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 this exotic food and this rare food and this. So then the bill was everyone had to pay $70. 70 again, this is we're keeping it right at the I spent $20 worth of 4 drinks or 3 drinks and some fries. I didn't eat any of the exotic food. $70. Now, I'm okay now because as I keep saying, I have multiple jobs, so money is not that tight anymore. But back in the day, why do I gotta pay that much? But so I started to be slick. Like, listen, hey everyone, I'm ordering water. No, 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 I don't drink that. So everyone knows when it comes time to split that bill, it'd be like, well, Matthew said he only ordered what? Yeah, I heard that. But then people are getting drunk at the same time, so the memories get fuzzy. But then just out the blue, the teacher, he's like, Matthew only has to pay $40. And I said, oh, you sure? Because I already had the money out in hand. He's like, I ain't want to argue with him. So yeah, if you go out with a lot of friends, that happens a lot. You don't want to be that guy. Oh, I did it. Because so I stopped going out. I don't want to have that conversation. I don't drink. I don't want to. But if you do go out, just be prepared. Like my ex girlfriend, the one who lived in a nice high rise, when she has her birthday parties, each person is paying like $150 each because they are going all fancy on the motherfucker. For me, we could have my birthday party at McDonald's. That means everyone's paying at least $10. You know, there's a difference. So I went to another birthday party, and there were steaks and what have you, $200, and everyone's paying it. And then my friend who invited me, like, don't worry about it, man. It's his birthday, but because he knows what it is. You know? So yeah, that's one thing. Another area where you could spend a lot of money is going on vacation. As I mentioned, I'm content sitting in this house in Japan. Now I jump off to Okinawa every now and then. But some people, oh, I want to go to Singapore, and I want to go to Korea, and I want to go to this. Well, of course, you want to go there and you want to be comfortable. So you're going to buy your plane ticket. You're going to get your little hotel. You're going to get your souvenirs. That money's just going to. But it's manageable. You can live because there's I'm not signal. I'm not. It is what it is. But there's some groups of people who come to Japan from different countries, not America, Canada, and Australia, but other countries, and they can't teach per se. So they're doing like house cleaning jobs, or factory jobs, or like just other types of jobs. So the money is not there, but they're living and they have their families here, and they make it work. So we can make it work too. All right. Okay. Japan versus Philly. What are your thoughts? Whatever comes to mind. Pros, cons, unseen for. Japan, Philly. Japan, Philly. All right. Well, to make it fair, Philadelphia, Tokyo. Because it'd be America, Japan. All right. Tokyo. And to make it even more fair, because Tokyo's pretty big. Tokyo's like Pennsylvania. So let's say Philly, Shibuya. That's about right, Shibuya. All right, differences. Of course, we always talk about safety in Japan. I can go anywhere I want, almost anywhere I want. I can't roll up into the police office and kick my feet up on the desk like, I'm running this shit. I can't do that. But there's no places that I would feel fear in going. I can go any place I want. In Philadelphia, there's places that I went and I never went back because it was just the vibe was, of course, there'd be hip hop spots, like one of these motherfuckers gonna shoot me. So violence. As far as things to do, Philadelphia. Like I'm a rapper. I want to go to open mics with other rappers. In Japan, there's open mics. They usually tend to be for like acoustic people, and I just random rapper. Look at me, I'm rapping, and oh, look at you, he's a rapper, but we're all here for acoustic music. So you don't really grow in that sense. Performance is performing, but you grow more in a crowd where these people are going to boo your ass off the stage. I guess black people. There's black people here. There's a lot of black people here, but when I went home and I went home for the summer, so I was there for like at least I guess 6 weeks or 5 weeks, pretty long. And I was in Philly doing some photo shoots, and I was just like, damn, I've never seen so many beautiful black women. In Japan, they're here, but it's different. Like, you see all the women. In any country, you kind of see a certain type of, like, for example, when you look at anime, how could I put this? There's tall Japanese people, but you probably never saw a tall Japanese person in Japan, in America, because for whatever reason, they just don't come over as much. You usually see the short, black-haired, studious-looking type, give or take. If it's at school, you might. Anyway, um, okay. So, let's see what else. Opportunity. I think I met someone the other day. Other day meaning a couple months ago. She was she's black, she's a model, she's skinny, she has a shaved head. She's unique looking. So we're talking and she's like, "Yeah, I'm in Japan and I'm so unique looking. I'm going to have all the opportunities in the world because I'm unique looking. Look at me. I'm unique. They don't have these type of girls out here. I'm unique." And she kept saying this. And I'm like, I met other shaved head black unique girls in Japan. They're here. Not here, but they live here. You're not the first and you won't be the last. But I didn't want to say I don't it seemed like I'm stepping on her dream. I don't want to do that. I'm just trying to impart some wisdom. But people are, so she just I'm unique. Da, 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 I'm unique. Da, 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 but she would feel that way because we're in Japan. There's not many. You're not gonna run into your doppelganger. In the States, I always meet. Oh, that dude looks just like me. You know. So just seeing the different flavors and the shades and the body shapes of women in Philadelphia trumps the kind of similar Asian. Now, Asian might be your thing. I know a lot of, but just being able to have a conversation with a random person on the street. I mean, of course, there's the random Japanese person who might speak English, and you might run into some foreigner who's willing to talk. But now again, you might get stabbed by the same person who's having that conversation with you. Bookstores, man. In Japan, we got. I'm always going to bring this up because I like reading my books. We don't have so many English books. I mean, we have English books, but the selection is kind of. Of course, they can't like import all or export all the. I guess import all the books from America to fill up these. Because who's going to buy all? I might buy a book, but I'm not buying all the books, and I do audiobooks, so you're just gonna have space. So yeah. Um, Food. I mean, it works out. I mean, I'm not. I don't got no six pack. I got like a 2 pack. Whatever. If I was in the States, I'd probably eat more because when I just went home for Christmas, and the first thing I go to 7-Eleven, you can get those little pizzas and like, and then you can the bottles of juice are like this big, but same price. It's reasonable price. So I found myself eating more junk food here because it's not here. I can't eat it as much. I was, I got this stupid banana. Fruit. There's not. This is the cheapest fruit you could probably buy in Japan. Bananas. If you want oranges and apples, you got to pay a little more, which I know it's healthy. But I don't like paying so much for fruit and all that shit. It should be cheap. Then I'd buy more of it. In the States, whatever. Yeah. Do I watch anime? I do not. I think I think this is always going to come up. I'm gonna have to make like a thing, a question and answer thing. But I have nothing against anime. I think it's cool. When I if I sit down long enough and it appears, I'm watching it. But I avoid things with lots of episodes. So anime is a candidate. Like if it was something that only had one season and it's finished, I'll probably get into it. But if it has multiple seasons, there's no way I could watch one and not go to the next. That's what happened to me when I went to the States Christmas. I was at the airport because I was being me. I didn't want to ask anyone to pick me up. And I didn't want to ask anyone who lives in Philly that I know to let me stay at their house. So I just slept at the airport because I'm going to just suck it up. And I went on to Netflix. Actually, and up until that point, I didn't even have a Netflix account. I stopped paying for it, but I reinstalled it just so I'd have something to do while I'm at the airport. And I started watching Lucifer because he was in the um, I mean, just to see how my mind works. So I was watching um, the Super Friends. It's not called that, but when they all the superheroes, Wonder Woman, Batman, Ben Affleck's Batman, Superman. I think I said that already. I don't know. And then Flash were in that movie. And then when they're at the computer, and then Flash comes in and it's all like, so then I'm like, wow, Flash. So then I started watching the Flash drama. So I started watching it. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm watching this. And then they did the crossover. Then they had their super crossover. And in the super crossover, there's a scene when they go to the spot and there's Lucifer. And Lucifer, hello, how you doing? Well, he doesn't talk like that. But he has his little accent and he's always like, hey, hello. And he does his little eye thing. And I'm like, wow, this dude is interesting. So then when I'm on Netflix, I saw that he has his own show. So I started watching it. And I was literally hooked and I had to watch everything, and I was trying to watch it all before I went back to Japan. But it was just there's like a what there are 40, 50 minute episodes, and there was like 4 seasons, and I just found myself wasting a lot of time watching this. Entertaining, yes, but because I'm a binge watcher, I think that's how things are built. Watch it. I mean, I'm on some Rick and Morty shit, and I'm all fiend. When the fuck's the new episode coming out? And then they had that last one. It was like 5 minutes. What the fuck is that? Stylistically cool, and they're speaking Japanese. I'm in Japan, whatever. But so I don't like to be in those situations. So I just kind of cut them all out. All right. Jesus, man, that's a lot of money. Yeah, it's a lot of money, and um, but again, it's the way you are with your money. I mean, I buy equipment, I buy cameras, I buy wires. I bought this from China. I bought 50 little tapes because I wanted to be special. I could have put them on a little USB, but I had to do the USB tapes because that's me. I don't really buy clothes. That's one thing. I stopped buying clothes. I usually I throw the clothes away when they get holes in it or the buttons pop off. But some people gotta look fancy. They're on I forget that that fashiona. Like I looked on there, the clothes looks nice, but you can't just buy a shirt. You gotta buy an outfit. You can't just have one outfit. You gotta have a couple outfits. Da, 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 da. But yeah, that's one area. Makeup. Girls want to get makeup. Even food. Buying food. You want some organic food. You want some spices. I mean, right? This is my apartment. Imagine what you're seeing on this side is the same thing on that side, minus a desk. There's nothing in here. There's a floor, no couch. There's no TV. There's no. There's nothing. There's a little pole so I can put up a. I say pole. You thinking he got strippers coming? No, it's for photography, so I could put the backdrop, and that's all there is in this room. My bed it consists of a futon. It took me a while. At first, my body was like, I've been sleeping on beds since I've been in Japan. And then now I was sleeping in this futon, and it's like, oh, I'm waking up. But, you adapt. And sometimes when I be out and about, I might hop into a nice bed. Like, cause I also shoot at hotels, and I stay the night at the hotel. And the bed's like, wow. But I ain't buying a bed. I don't need it. And in that room, I got a table and this, some money. Yeah. Yeah, safety factors. I just want to stroll through them, stare at the whole temple, store the night we stared at bitten. Man, when I was in temple, I used to be so I used to my the professor. His name's Rob. Rob, the professor. His office was in it was close to Center City. Let's say uh, from his like if you came to the main street, you could see City Hall. So it was that close. And then I was living on Temple campus, so that's about I don't know 3 blocks or so. So I would be doing something at his office because he gave me the key because that's how we were, and then I would walk up to the to my to my dorm. So I'm walking, and I would take the back alleys because I'm not from the hood, but I'm from the hood. Like I remember when I was going to Temple, taking the bus first time. I was on the there was some how to describe these people. There was these people, okay, and we're on there, and as we're going through, because the bus kind of goes through the city. When you get to Temple, it's all like looking nice and all that, but you have to go through the hood. And they're like, "Oh my gosh, it looks like the hood. It's so scary." And they like talking all this shit, like there's burnt out buildings and all that. But where I'm from, I seen the same thing, so it wasn't like, yeah. But I was walking and I looked over and I saw some people doing it in the next to the garbage. And I used to rock a little jewelry back in the day. I sold it to pay my taxes. I made a whole video about that one. Keeps coming up. Gotta let that go. I know. But anyway, I had some jewelry. I was stunting on them, and I refused to take it off because it's my jewelry. So I'd be walking through the back alleys, and then you run into some people, and they look at you, "What's up?" And "What's up?" And you just keep on moving. And I never had a problem. Never. I was in Philly for at least 3 years. Never had a problem. I mean, the only problem I ever had in Philly was when I was at this battle, and it was kind of like a hip hop class run by this lawyer, and apparently his name is Michael Jackson. Like that's his name. I never knew his last name. I always called him Michael, or lawyer, the lawyer dude. But his name was like anyway. So he just bring together some people. Anyone's welcome, but it's in Temple's vicinity. So there's Temple cats that came, and then it was in Philly. So Philly cats came, and he just talk about hip hop points. And in the beginning, we can go up there and do our little thing, and then the people there would critique. So I got up there and did my thing, like listen to me, it's kind of weird rap. It's like Child's Gambino rap. Like it's just he could rap, he just does his thing, whatever. Versus, so it'd be like Childish Gambino, and he's in the room with Beanie Siegel. You know, Beanie Siegel's like, I smoke crack, crack smoking, smoke crack, and crack smoke smack, smoke stacks. It's dope how he does his thing. And then Childish Gambino's, you know, I think I'm ugly, but I'm just gonna. I don't really know what he raps about because I don't really follow him like that. But you know what I mean. So then the Philly cats are like, I don't really like your style. It's not. It doesn't have that punch. You know what I'm saying? It's just. Now me, I don't back down. I'm comfortable in what I'm comfortable in. So I get back up there and I'm like, yeah, I heard people don't like my style, but I still go smile. It's fuck what you heard, people. It's still a freestyle. So then everyone's like, oh. So then we had this battle, but I 8 miled out. So we flip a coin. I go first, and then the mic didn't work, and then the guy killed me. And then so then we go outside, and then we start getting into it. We're out there for like an hour. The video exists somewhere. I can't. It's on a little DV 8 millimeter DV tape. So I need something to convert it to bring it on to. Anyway, we're going in there, and he's like, "I'll shoot you with 10 guns. You don't want none." So then I get up in his face like, "You gonna shoot me with 10 guns? I don't see none." Then he's like, doesn't matter if I don't got the Glocks. I'll come up and box. I'll knock you out 1, 2. And I'm like, if you gonna hit me, I don't know where all this was coming from because I don't roll with any crew. I'm not deep like that. So it's him and his boy, some other people on their side, me and my ex-girlfriend at the time, some random guy who's all team Matthew. It would have been a massacre. I would have got my ass beat. And then you would hear raps like, I was in the street talking that shit. Didn't really want the beef. He knocked out my front teeth. But it didn't happen. He kind of backed down because I held my ground. I don't think I ever went back because I'm still a student. Life goes on. Memory lane, man. We keep moving. Yeah, man. Keep up season 1. All right, I might look in Cowboy Bebop. I might. But right now I'm on Twilight Zone, the reboot with Keel. I don't know his name, but Mr. Get Out and Us. And I'm upset. Like this morning I was looking at, or last night. Like, am I the? Oh shit, froze. All right, let me see something. All right, we gotta check something. I think I'm froze. 'Cause I think the battery is dead. Let me eat this. Yeah, that's the iPhone's way of saying we dying. So I got like 10 more minutes and then I'm out. All right. Have you seen Tiger King? I didn't see it, but I saw something about President Trump responding to it, and then I saw it appear. I'm from the hood, but not from the hood. I also went to Temple. All right, Temple in the building. Dog, I'm not gonna lie. I've been subscribed to you for years. I thought you were a jerk for some reason. I don't know why you. Yeah, everyone says that, which it sucks. Cause I mean, I met this dude. We met at Yo Yogi at a Jamaican festival, and he comes up to me. He's like, "Yo, what's up, Ryman?" He's from New York, and he's like, "Yeah, what's up, Ryman? Da 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 da. I've been watching you. Da 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 da. I mean, you're kind of a dick. Who says that kind of stuff to people?" But the thing is, I know it's not like, "Oh my gosh, how can?" People say it all the time, and this goes back to it's. I know what I know, and it's. I mean, I've been thinking about this for forever. So it's I don't know. I don't know. I think about this a lot, and at one point you could say, well, that's you are who you are. At another point you could say, well, stop being who you are. Another way you could say is people don't understand you. Da 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 da. But there's little things like a lot of like as I was saying before that I shouldn't. What do you say? I don't say stuff. I let people talk. But you have to say something because if you don't say anything, it's only going to get worse. That's from experience. So even though it's confrontational, if you don't say anything, it's still Either even you could do or you could don't, but it doesn't matter. The result is still going to be there, which sucks. For some, like I'm not a smiler. I smile now, but I don't. I guess I can do basically everything I'm doing right now. I don't do this when I talk to other people. It's more the computer froze and it's just that way. And I don't know. It's just I want to say that's how everyone those kind of um, people are. But I'm working on it, and yeah. But yeah, working on it, working on it, working on it. All right, so we got 10 more minutes. I didn't manage to. Well, I'm gonna heat it up. But yeah, this has been good. 12 o'clock. So my work, we're doing this work from home crap. Now I get it. I get it. They're gonna need to make sure we're doing something and not having a party. So they sent us some thing. We got to read it and write a little report about it, which it's not work, and I get paid. I could probably do in 10 minutes, and I hope that that's the level of what they're gonna do. Maybe they're gonna have us write 10-page reports about shit, but I'm just gonna try to bang those out as soon as I wake up, and then have the rest of the day as mine. I don't want to have to do it throughout the day. Uh, let's see here. Oh yeah, so I was talking about the Twilight Zone. I'm watching that now with Keenan Peele, and I don't like it because I watched the original. Like I bought there was a little anthology set on iTunes, like $40 or some shit. So I watched every single Twilight Zone there was within the anthology, and that it's amazing. Like it's like it's low tech. They didn't have all that Avengers technology shit. It's just a story. it's some basic ass thing, you know, and it provokes like the one. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever watched Twilight Zone, but there's one where the dude is like, these aliens come and they're all like, they give him a book and the book says to serve man, right? And then the whole time these people are like, oh wow, the aliens are gonna serve man, and they're all happy about it. And then at the end of the thing, within 30 minutes, like not even these long ass run times, at the very end, you find that it's a cookbook, and it's like, damn, like it provokes you. But as I'm watching these, it's like, eh. Now I don't know if it's Keenan, because the way, to me, I never liked the little comedy skits. It wasn't for me. I'll take Chappelle comedy skits over his, but then, just preference. People like it, whatever. His movies are good. Get Out was good. I just watched Us. You know, wow. But this thing, yeah, I get it. Remakes, you gotta. I mean, maybe new people won't know. Like, I'm also I watch Doctor Who. Now I'm from America. I've never watched anything really based in the UK outside of James Bond, but it technically seemed like an American movie. But they're, so when people a while back, some of the models like, you gotta watch Doctor Who, you gotta watch it, and I'm like, explain it to me. Like, there's this old man in a phone box. Like, nah, pass. And then another, like, it kept coming up. You gotta watch Doctor Who. Like, why? Well, they're trying to explain it, and it's like, pass. Then someone's like, time travel. Like, why didn't you say that? Because I'm all about time travel. So then I was hooked. But then I found out there's some that this what I was watching is a reboot, but there's some back in the '60s or whatever, the black and white ones. I'm not going back that far because I don't care. So maybe Twilight Zone, people are not going to watch the black and white ones, so they're not really going to know the difference, and they're just going to kind of. But I started with the black and white ones. In fact, every Christmas when I used to be home, I would watch, or New Year's, one of the two. They used to have a marathon of Twilight Zone episodes, and I would watch them until my brother would come in. He's like, "We got to put on football." I'm like, "But I'm watching the Twilight Zone." So yeah, Simpson reference. Yeah, yeah. That was a comedy. I mean, I don't know. So I was reading some comments. That's a new thing I do. I watch a movie first, and then I read the comments second. Otherwise, it'll skew the way I view it, or whatever. But it seems Twilight Zone and the new Doctor Who and most things, they're pushing agenda, and maybe it has to be pushed to kind of offset how history has been doing it. Like, but to me, it's so blatant. Like when people watched avatars, you just were really enthralled by the colors and the this. But he had a point. He was trying to push something, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh. But clearly, a lot of the new shows are very in your face about. But more power to them if maybe that's what they did their market testing, and this is what people wanted. Because growing up, I used to say to my friends, I used to be that guy. I was that black guy. So we're watching the Jetsons. Meet George Jetson, or we're watching the Flintstones. I forget the theme song for them. All right, now in both movies, where were the black people or TV shows? So we have the Flintstones. That's the past. Where were the black people? And then you have the Jetsons. Where were the black people? You mean within both of these realms of existence, there is no black people? I don't matter. I don't exist. I used to say this all the time, just, tongue in cheek. But as a serious question, the writers never thought, well, there must be at least one or two or 500. So yeah, I mean, I think the Smurfs figured it out because they're all blue. And the Snorks, which I don't know if they came after or before, they're all yellow. But, you get my point. We went through generations of shows where we were misrepresented or not represented. So I think now, Keenan, he's a black dude, so he's gonna push this kind of thing because he can, and I guess he should. I want a good story. Make your own show, but don't kill this one. But anyway, I'm still gonna watch all of them. Um, yeah. All right. So we hit 12 o'clock. We're gonna wind down. I need some wind down music. Slow. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see what we got here. But yeah. Again, thank you guys for watching. What do I think about Trump? Last question. Trump. Um, um, I don't know him. I'll start with that. I never met him. He's not on the top of people. Not he's not on the list of people I want to meet. On that list, maybe Clinton and maybe Obama, Mr. Clinton. I don't really want to meet Mrs. Clinton. Obama, former President Obama, Jay Z. Trump is not on this list. There's many more people I want to meet before him. Um, Trump. I think Trump. All right, let me. What do you think about Trump? I think there's worse people than Trump. Like people make vilify him. There is worse people. Worse. Like worse. 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 Like levels worse. I think he's self-serving and arrogant and all those things, but there's worse than that. You know, worse. Worse. And when I say worse, there's worse people who are our bosses and our family members, like people we know who are worse, but they're not the president. They're just Joe Schmo down the block. But he's worse than the president because of whatever. And you know what they are. Um, I think he's human, which means he's fallible. He has flaws like all of us. Um, I, yeah. I mean, I read his book. It's my thing now. When a president gets elected, I read their book if they have one, but most of them do have one. And it's crazy because everything he said in the book is what he's doing now. It's not like he said he's going to do A and then he did B. In the book, it says it was like it's as if like you guys are watching me for years and years, and then I run for like congressman or some shit, and I start doing like these broadcasts in a similar manner. Y'all could say, yeah, he's been doing that for as long as I've known him. Or other people like, oh my gosh, I never knew this guy is so talkative. I mean, that's a real life thing. I don't talk that much when I'm out and about. But you guys know I could talk. I've been talking for 2 hours, it seems. And I could still keep going, but my phone's gonna die. I don't really say much when I'm out because I don't want to I don't want to step on any I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I don't want to rock the boat, but I don't know. Rocking the boat, cracking the egg, stepping on toes is almost inevitable if I'm talking. Cause yeah. All right, so I think I got all the questions in there. Oh yeah, Jack, what did you study? I was a communication major, which back then meant newspapers, websites, music, video, and something else. I think it changed now. I don't know if newspapers are still so. Wait, I froze again. All right, so I froze again. Economics. All right. All right, so it seems I'm frozen like the movie two, second time. So I'm just going to end it right here. But it's a weird way to freeze too. But it looks all right though. IT and psychology. Oh, next time I get on here, I want to know where everyone studied because got some questions. IT and psychology. That's interesting. All right, be safe, everyone. I might do a live show on the other channel tomorrow. There's a singer who hit me up saying she wants to make music. So if I could figure out a safe way to do this, I might be broadcasting that. But yeah. All right, but stay safe and thank you. And yeah, we're gonna have our little outro music. It's gonna be random as hell because I didn't plan this out. Let's go with this one.
So I'm on a train ride
Oh, this is a good one.
in the midst of 1,000 faces. I see this beautiful oasis. Let's see where it takes us. Features petite, she's small, and she reading on my daily commute. First time happened this evening. Gaze off the page, we greeted without speaking. She back in her book, sat down, stepped on my foot. She said, sorry, no problem, I'm good at not bleeding. Nothing funny, but she bust out laughing, having trouble breathing. Squeezing her side, tears coming out of her eyes, streaming.